In a previous video, I looked at what a home network may look like. Let's look at a very, very simple form of a corporate network. So typically, again, you have an ISP, and this ISP or internet service provider is going to provide backbone service to this internet, although there's an internal network going on here as well. As a matter of fact, in this case, there are 3 internal networks going on. Typically, you're going to have a firewall. The firewall is going to have rules about what can come in and what can go out. And there may be another network coming off of this firewall for more complexity, but this is the simple version of this. It's now going to come to a router. Now, a router separates networks. So every port off of a router is a different network. So here you see I've got this outside network going on here, and then I've got 3 inside networks going on. And these are all completely different networks. They may be different buildings, different departments. It doesn't matter how I logically separate this company, but I usually have different networks. And then from there I have a switch. I want all of these computers to be on the same network, and so I put them together on a switch so that they connect to the same port on the router. By connecting to the same port on the router, they're on the same network. Now they have IP addresses that are on the same network, and we will talk about that later on. In this case down here, I have something called a wireless access point. This is not a wireless router. It has no routing capabilities, and in the case of the home router, these actually form different networks. But in this case, with a wireless access point, or WAP, this is not a different network. This simply allows wireless connection to a network that already exists, a wired network. So this is a typical corporate network, and in its most basic form. We could add firewalls at various places and all sorts of complexity to this. We could add, as I mentioned earlier, some things off of this firewall that might be useful for, say, a web service. Maybe I want a web server out here. And by the way, some of these computers are servers. These are not all PCs. So I also have servers on here that connect all these PCs together into domains.